Goedemiddag, good afternoon. We'll be making some granola today. I've been craving this for such a long while and decided to make it yesterday. We got some of the ingredients. We had some at home, but we had to go get some. And just make sure your all-bran flakes are crushed. You're not going to put them in whole. So that's what's in that little bag. And you can decide what oil you want to use. I've never used butter, so I wouldn't suggest it because I don't know how well it'll hold up. But we've used olive oil. It's nice. It just has a little bit of an aftertaste. So I wouldn't suggest olive oil, but the coconut oil worked really well. So here you can see I'm just adding all of the ingredients to the bowl. As I'm adding them, I'm also measuring them out. So each of them is about a cup's worth. And then you need to make sure that you are mixing it really well. You don't want any dry bits or any pieces that could form lumps when you add the honey and the coconut oil. And make sure your coconut oil is melted. You don't want to add hard coconut oil in here. There's my honey that I'm adding there. It's a cup's worth of honey. And then after the honey, I add the coconut oil. When the coconut oil is added, you'll see it is melted. When the coconut oil is added, we mix it really well. You need to make sure that everything is coated in that coconut oil and honey. And you want to distribute the sweetness all over. You don't want to have pieces that might be either dry or just might not taste well. So here we're just mixing it really well. And you'll see that it all looks glossy after it's mixed in well. There's the gloss that I was talking about. You can see the difference between this and the dry ingredients. There's a definite gloss. To bake this, you're going to need a big pan. Make sure your pan is a little bit bigger than what you would think you would need. We just use the oven pan. It works really well and it's bigger so that you can spread it out more evenly. You don't want a lot on top of each other. You want it more spread out so that it bakes a little bit more evenly. And then you don't have to worry about the bottom burning and the top not being cooked. Make sure that you check it every now and then. It bakes for about 45 minutes on 120 degrees Celsius. As you bake it, make sure that I think we did every 10 minutes or every 8 minutes. You just check it. Don't leave it for too long. Don't leave the oven on and go do something for long stretches. You can see in this first time that we mixed it, we left it a little bit longer and it got browner on the sides and the middles weren't baking evenly. So you need to make sure that you stay close by to the oven. Don't go do something for a long period at a time. Rather stay close. And then you'll just mix it evenly. Make sure it's all distributed evenly and you can see that the pieces that were a little bit brown are now more on top than they were at the bottom. And this is after we baked it fully. It's all baked now. It's done. And you can see how some of the parts are really nice and brown. Most of the parts actually are really nice and brown here. Okay, when it's all cooled down, that is when you will add your cranberries, or when it just comes out of the oven, sorry. That's when you'll add your cranberries. And then you'll leave it to cool. Leave it to cool completely before you add it to your jar or to whatever you're going to be putting it in. You don't want warm things in a jar. It's going to mold and it's going to be disgusting. Don't do it. Just make sure it's... You're hurting me. Just make sure it is really cold, or like at least to room temp, and then you can put it away. You don't want warm things in a jar. And there you go. We have never really had it for more than a month because it just doesn't last that long. Not that the ingredients will last longer than a month, but the granola doesn't last long in our house. So you get about 1.5 kilos of granola here, and it all worked us out about 230 Rand for the ingredients that we used, not all the ingredients we bought. So the amounts of ingredients that we used came to about 230 Rand, which is a pretty good price if you take into consideration the amount of almonds that's in there with the cranberries and the pumpkin seeds and all the honey in there as well. There's no palm oils in here, no palm sugars. It's all natural ingredients. Great for you.